Hey everyone, this is the Heroes Podcast. I'm so happy to be back. Summer Diya Selva, how are you?
I'm very, very good.
Thanks for coming. Before we dive into your story, I want to intro you so everyone knows who we are meeting here today. Summer is a digital marketing pro who crafts strategies that click. She runs her own agency, tailoring ideas to fit each client. Beyond marketing, she is a business profitability coach, helping clients grow profits. Known as the mean coach, get shit done coach, and a connector, Summer empowers people through group and one-on-one coaching. She's all about collaboration, leading a group called Fab Collabs. By the way, I'm a member of that group, and I
Yes, you are.
recommend you to be a member of that group where magic things happen. So thank you for coming. And do you want to take us back a bit? How has the journey started for Summer?
hmm
Maybe.
Before I do that, first of all, let me give you a huge applause of admiration for you, Andre, because this incredible energy and the dedication you bring to this podcast is like enormous. It's not an easy task to consistently source out people, incredible people. Thanks for having me. I'm so honored to be a part of your community. My journey started when I was born, of course. I've been an entrepreneur since birth. I think my dad, my granddad, my great granddad were all being business people, and I have learned nothing from them. Everything I've learned is self-taught, and whatever has come up in my life has been like my own ideas and my own thoughts revolved around confidence is one problem that I don't have. I mean, lack of confidence is one problem I never had. And I've always been labeled as overconfident. And that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. I started my life at 4 years old doing a lemonade stand. That was my first business. It lasted one day, that's okay, but that was my business. You know what I did? I stole lemons and sugar from home and a jug and some water and some ice. I made lemonade and I took it to a tree beside the road and started selling it to people. And people were like, oh, so cute. And instead of giving me coins, they started giving me bills, And in a couple of hours, I came back home with a pot full of money, thinking that, oh my God, my parents are going to be so happy. Instead, I got my ears boxed. And my mother said, why the hell did you steal lemons? I needed them for the pickle.
That's
And
about
since then, yeah, that's a bad thing. I stole it. But since then, I've always been an entrepreneur. I started a handwritten magazine in school. It circulated, and I thought I should monetize this within a couple of months. I charged people to write articles, and I charged people to read the book. So that was brilliant. And then I tutored during my high school days. I started running English spoken classes because my English was more proficient than most of the locals. And that was quite profitable. And then I came to Canada. When I came to Canada, I was on a visitor's visa. I wanted some pocket money until my papers were done. So I started watching dogs in my house. I love dogs. So when people went away on vacation, I was watching their dogs. And in a couple of months, I'll tell you, Andrew, whatever I start grows pretty fast. In a couple of months, I have 9 dogs at home. They're eating my furniture. They're peeing all over the house, and I couldn't take it anymore. I had to take it out. So my papers were processed, and I took it out. Um, I rented a commercial establishment space, and I run a full-fledged pet care establishment, which ran very successfully for 6 years. But let's talk about the problems. 6 years, it grew enormously. And I quickly had to rush to get another second location within the second year was complete. And still, it was quite profitable. I hired staff, I fired staff, I trained staff. all the time. But back in 2020 or 2012, things took a sudden turn. I had been running this business for 6.5 years then, and then out of nowhere, doggy daycares and kennels and dog walkers popped up everywhere, all over town. They flooded the market. So these new businesses, they were undercutting my business, my prices. I lost even my most loyal customers. And let's be real, at that time, I wasn't thinking it this way, but who wouldn't want to save a buck? Right? When I'm charging $30 a day per dog, people found doggy daycares that were charging $5 a day. Like, yeah, $25 of saving, and people moved. I didn't have the positive mindset that I have now today. I'm not saying I have the best of mindsets on earth, but at that time, I wasn't this positive. I started doubting myself. Marketing did not seem to work. I did everything I could to save my business. Clients were starting to avoid me. And I assumed that they didn't like me anymore. I spiraled. I felt worthless. It was traumatic. Some days I would just sit between the dogs, close the front door of the doggy daycare in the afternoon, and cry nonstop. It was traumatic. I'm losing money every single day. People probably don't like me. My family suffered because I was distancing myself from everybody. My friends stopped talking to me because every single day was a cry story. And I grew to hate my business because I believe that my business hates me. I believe that clients hate me and they don't want to talk to me. They cut me off on Facebook. They cut me off on all of the social media.
So let me ask you this. How long did it take for you to come back from that deep, dark place?
If I could look at my calendar, I could say 7 to 8 months. That's all.
A long
But that's a
time.
long time. It felt like forever. You know why? I started taking marketing courses at that time. I thought maybe if I do some digital marketing and market my business enough, clients will start coming back or I'll get new clients. Did not happen. And every single day, we had a nap time for the doggy daycare. 12 to 2 p.m., we shut down the front doors and we just got the dogs to lie down and rest. At that time, I said, staff, you can go home. I don't have enough work for you. Instead of having 30 dogs every day, I was having 5, 6, or 7. I can manage that myself. So I would just go sit there in a chair in between the dogs while they were lying down on their doggy beds. I would just cry. I felt like, okay, this is it. I failed as a business. This is my self-worth. I started taking more and more marketing classes. I did more and more marketing. Nothing worked. And then suddenly something unexpected happened. Some clients noticed that I had great email marketing skills. The first person that noticed that was a life transformation therapist, and he's a psychotherapist. He said, I run my consulting business. I want you to do my email marketing. I'll pay you. Okay. The same thing happened with websites. Somebody said, your website is beautiful. Can you build one for my cafe? So these were my doggy daycare clients who were saying, like, your social media looks good. Can you do my social media too? How much would you charge if I don't know, maybe that much? Okay. And I started doing that. Suddenly I felt like, okay, I'm doing more digital marketing than pet care. That's when it hit me. I needed to pivot. I should stop crying all the time. And instead of pouring all my money into this sinking ship called doggy daycare, maybe I should shift gears and do something else. So I didn't just start there. I took more certifications. There was no Meta at that time, but Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, they all have their own uh, study guides and courses where you can learn how to market. I took all those courses, got those certifications. Infusionsoft and Constant Contact, they have their courses too. took these, and then changed my seat at BNI chapter. I used to be pet care establishment, and now I said, I'm going to be doing digital marketing, so I want to change my seats. Word spread fast. Lucky for me. I'm
What's
told that I have a very magnetic presence, Andre. And yeah, when I want to be charging, I can be, I suppose. So before I knew it, I was busy. I was so busy that I needed to hire help. So I shut down the doggy daycare, and a digital marketing agency was born. But those 6 to 8 months were like, these months are never going to end. I even started taking depression pills.
It's amazing. What a it took a long time for you to realize this boat is sinking. And I shouldn't be. It's the it. I call this the attachment to
Yes.
something that was not timely. The market
Mhm.
change, the typical mistake by some of the entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
But luckily, probably the business opportunity has been in front of your eyes for about 4 months before you realize that,
Yes,
oh, it's on my
this
lap.
should be a full-fledged business. Yes.
But well done. I believe it's an important learning and something that you could use when you are teaching now business owners, business leaders. Can I take one more step back? And I'm always curious, and you might have heard that I moved 3 or 4 countries, and I'm quite familiar with India. I have been around the world.
Nice.
And I'm always looking at it. How could you process the jump from India to Canada? Was there a culture shock? It's cold. How did you handle the transition?
Nothing mattered. How long did it take me to turn from Indian to Canadian? Half an hour. Okay, this is Canada. I love it.
How do you do that?
So actually, my husband had prepared me from day one. I met my husband on Yahoo.
Really?
Wasn't planning on talking about this, but here you are. This is a love story everybody needs to hear. That was back in 2003, and I met my husband on Yahoo. At that time, MIRC and chats were very famous. We were just getting started with the internet. And I wanted to see like how this chat thing works, like talk to people all around the world. Everybody seems to want one thing on those chats, but this man seemed different. A good connection grew and friendship blossomed. For 1 full year, we were like very good friends. Nobody proposed to each other. And suddenly we were thinking of, not being able to live without each other.
This is unbelievable, huh? Yahoo
It is
Chat.
unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Now it is. Now there is dating apps. But Yahoo was not a dating app. We just happened to meet. We became friends. Every single day there was chat. After work, I would go. We didn't have computers at home at that time, in India at least. And I would rush to a internet cafe and I would start chatting with my husband, my to-be husband, who wasn't to-be husband at that time. He was just a friend. Every single day, 5 hours after work, I would sit in that cafe, pay all my salary to this internet cafe, and skip my meal so that I can chat with this man.
What a dedication.
And then one day, unfortunately or fortunately, I slipped my phone number to him. And that's it. I woke up and I was talking to him while brushing my teeth. And there was a day when he said, when you get married, I'll come to India personally, give you my blessings and send you off. And then I realized like a husband, I need somebody like you. Maybe send me a shadow of you. And he never proposed and I never proposed. One fine day, it was just like, here's 50,000 rupees and here's your visa office. Wait, what is this for? Okay, okay, you want me to go to the visa office and apply? Okay, okay, okay. And then do what? Visit me. And then he says, I'm coming over on November 14, 2004, and we will spend a few days together. I'll meet your parents, you meet my parents, and then you come and visit me. You have a 6-month visa. He comes and on the very first day he kisses me on my mouth, and then we go meet his parents and we get married in the temple.
What
Yes.
story.
Yeah. It's 20 years. In this November, it just turned 20 years. So we just celebrated that in Cuba. Beautiful country.
And warm, huh?
Hot.
Yeah, hot. Do you want to I'm really curious to really get into your psychology, because you said usually, or 99% of the time, you have no lack of confidence, no lack of energy. Like, what's running you? I'm thinking in if you have, let's say, an obstacle in front of you, or you have sort of things you have not done before, because those are the trigger points for people. Like what are your first thoughts? How do you react and respond?
There's always fear. I tell people not to be a slave to fear, but I don't lack fear. That's not it. I act in spite of fear. The first lesson I learned initially was it's not me, it's other people that don't like me. Okay, what if they don't like me? What will people think? Those were the fears that, generation after generation we are being taught to have. What if people don't like me? What will people say? My mother ruled us with just that sentence. What will people say? Don't do this. What will people say? Don't talk like that. What will people say? Take baby steps. Don't jump ahead. What will people say? And that's one thing that's been like, making me absolutely mad. I have stopped caring what people say. I've stopped caring whether people are going to like me. Now what I care about is, will I like them? It's a huge shift. It's a huge shift. Initially, it was like, what if they don't like me? What if they don't find me adequate enough to hire me? And now when I find coaching clients, I go like, what if I don't like them? Then I'm not going to work with them. It's my choice now.
Yeah, it's completely changed the game for you. I usually say, I think there was a story with the Buddha, labeled with some nasty names, and he said, well, opinion from faraway people, who pilgrims came to me, and they remain gifts that I have not accepted. So the real thing that really matters is, do I like myself? There is only opinions outside.
Yeah, yeah. Those are not facts.
Yeah. So how are you helping today? Who are your clients? Like how would they know that I need to talk to someone now?
My clients are mostly solopreneurs who want to do big things, but they don't know how to, but they're scared. They want to do their marketing, but they don't know how to. Now, there are two perspectives to what I do and how I help. I call this time between 2021 November until 2024 April. I call them 3 dances with death. 3 times I almost died and came back to life. The second time was the worst because I was rushed to the hospital. I fell into a semi-coma and the doctors gave me 3 weeks to live. But people thought I couldn't hear, but they were actually discussing my funeral options right in front of me, thinking that I can't hear. That changed a lot of perspective in me. Before my 3 dances with death, my clients were those who can afford me. Who are your clients? People who can afford me. And my coaching services were not cheap. I charged 9,000 to 12,000 a year. And if people couldn't afford me, I would give them 10% off max. If they still can't afford that, sorry, you're not my client. But while lying in that deathbed, Andre, for the second time, my perspectives changed into something else. I don't have children. I just have a Boston Terrier. My husband's 20 years older than me. So if I die, who am I amassing all this wealth for? I have enough for my retirement, and I'm comfortable where I am. When people say, I'll help you become a 7-figure coach, it just turns me off. I don't want to be a 7-figure coach anymore.
So what excites you? Like what is the game is to what's inspiring you?
My drug of choice is hearing from people saying, because of Summer, I'm here. Because of Summer, my business is successful. If Summer wasn't there, I wouldn't have done this. So why should people come to me? Because I make things happen. Because I make things happen.
So
I don't just coach or consult. Go ahead.
So it's contribution is really making a difference. That's what I hear from you.
Making a difference, yes, making an impact. I don't coach. I don't call myself coach anymore. Get Shit Done Coach is the title that one of my most favorite clients gave me. And I call my coaching program Thought Partnership Collaboration. I don't call it a coaching program. I just call it a program. Thought Partnership Collaboration. I walk into my client's business as a thinking partner. I bring in marketing insights, and I change the way they think. So I customize solutions for them, which means it's not a program. It's not like one glove that fits every hand. Step by step, I guide them into their vision. I bring strategies that work in the real world, and I pair that with accountability, and I put a touch of humor into everything. I like to laugh. I like to see people laugh. That's, I think, keeps me human. So when folks are ready to grow their business, they're willing to stay productive, they're willing to put their skin in the game and reach goals that they've been putting off for a long time. These are my kind of people. I'm here for them to get them there. I'm not called the Get Shit Done Coach for nothing.
That's beautiful. I really love that attitude and that I'll bring value. I'll work it out for you. I want to ask you this though. You said 3 dances with death.
Yeah.
Like what has happened? Like it's really unusual. Like you came out of that depression time and you started to run your own businesses. Was this health related? Has something happened that has
Yeah. The depression wasn't the dance with death. The dances with death were real dances. When COVID hit, I was one of the first people to get it in my town. I was rushed to the hospital, and they did not know COVID was in Canada at that time. They tested me for everything, and they said, this looks like a very strange strain of pneumonia, but it's not pneumonia. It looks very contagious. The virus is populating pretty fast inside you. You're very contagious. Don't come back to the hospital. Take this flu medication and stay at home. In other words, which they didn't say, die. We don't care, but don't come back. So
Wow.
5 months in bed, I was struggling to stay awake sometimes, fall asleep sometimes, coughing and broke my ribs, hallucinating, fever wouldn't come down. 5 months. At least 3 of those months were pretty bad, where I thought I died and became a honeybee. Seriously, the room looked like a honeycomb that's melting from everywhere. Am I a honeybee? Am I a queen bee, or am I a worker bee? What am I? I cannot feel my body. Hallucinations kept happening. I was in prison with deadly criminals. And I was talking to my husband, like, don't come near me, don't kill me. That was my first dance with death. I kind of recovered. That's when I started connections and people started pivoting to Zoom and all that, and business restarted, but not at a full strength. And suddenly in May of 2020, business soared. It just soared. I couldn't handle it anymore. And then the shots came along. I took one injection, one vaccine. Within a month, things spiraled again. It went down the hill. I put on 62 pounds of water on me. I had 4 autoimmune diseases like within a month. One day I was normal. A month later, I'm like extremely diabetic. And my cortisol production just erupted. It's supposed to be 2.0 or under. Mine was 276. So it went up like 4,000%. All that happened, and they didn't know what to do here in the Canadian hospital. So there was a brief period of time when you could fly to anywhere you want without the second vaccine. I took that chance. I went to India, where I studied, the hospital where I studied at, and got myself admitted there. That's where they realized, first, the water needs to be drained. Canadian hospitals did not know that they have to drain the water out of me. They just said I'm fat. Nobody gains 60 pounds in a month.
I mean, blindfolded, I would say, are you ready? Go back to India, and then
Absolutely, yes.
don't invest in medicine, because they're
horrible. Vaccines, medicines,
no idea about holistic health and what it takes to heal someone.
So that happened, and slowly, well, that's when I fell into the coma, and there was lots of therapy to do. 2 months I was in a hospital. Then 2 months I was recovering at my sister's place in Bangalore. And then I came back to Canada. Something felt awry, and I got myself tested. I had uterine cancer. The cancer was fine because I didn't feel it at all. They said it needs to be surgically removed before it spreads to the whole body, which is fine. Take it away. I don't mind. I happily went in there for the surgery, got the surgery done. Surgery was successful. I wouldn't wake up from the surgery. A hysterectomy is normally a day surgery. They do the surgery in the morning and they send you home by evening. Sunrise to sunset. Me, 3 days. Because I wouldn't wake up. My oxygen had totally depleted. My lungs were collapsing. They had to give artificial breathing, and even that wouldn't work. And they had almost given up. When I woke up, they were like, really, I could see the concern in their faces. We thought we had lost you. We are still keeping you for another day for observation. That was my third dance with death. So if the universe doesn't want me dead, it's given me the fourth chance in life, there's probably a lot I have to give back. So this is one thing that keeps driving me to be available to more people than amass wealth. I do not want to be a 7-figure coach.
It's big dharma. It's a wonderful calling to make a difference. And admitting, I think that piece for you, I think that's a big one, to come to the conclusion that I have enough. I'm comfortable. Now it's about others. Making others getting results. Change their life.
It doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and coach for free for the rest of my life. I need people to put their skin in the game. So yes, I'll offer steep discounts to whatever they can afford. And yes, I'll work with people that cannot afford me if I feel the value in them.
Very amazing. I love that approach, because although I do not advertise this, and please don't tell anyone.
You're recording this, Andre.
Oh, really? But I will. Whoever's listening up to this far, then I help people. I'll find a way to help. And it's not even, maybe I make them do strange things. Because I want them to commit. And it's not even about the money. I just don't want to waste their time and my time. So I believe that if one has a skill, it should not come down to finances, and especially when the basic stresses are still, making one's life a mess. I think up to that level, we must help. And I believe it does come back in whatever way the universe will.
Absolutely, it's karma.
Yeah, referrals or from someone else, but then the universe is kind of owing to us, not intentionally, but it does. Raise our vibration or
Correct.
or to receive. So I believe it does.
I totally believe in that too.
Have great things. So what would you say? Because you're helping, right, people to face their fears, and if you do that, then let me ask you this: why do you ask people do face fear? Did that emerge from your experiences, or what is the story there?
There's always been a lot of experience. I noticed that if I'm frightened and I keep it in there and thinking, this is not perfect, I'm scared, I don't want to do this yet, I'm not confident enough. I've been there. And there's so many of those things I've never done and I regret them. When I happened with my second dance with death, this is what happened. I had lots and lots of regrets. I knew I was going to die because they gave me 3 weeks to live. I knew I was going to die. And I thought, like, if I die, I did not regret the things that I did not, that I did. I'm so sad I did this. No. All my regrets were around things that I did not do. I was too scared of being rejected. I was too frightened of failing. I was too afraid of doing one particular thing. What will people say was also a big governing factor. It changed my perspective on a lot of things. What if I had just done things? Like my life coach says, it's easy to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. Do it anyways. If people don't like it, say, I'm sorry, but you did what you wanted to, right? So my coaching program has 3 aspects: mindset, clarity, and action. And always starts with mindset. And fear doesn't go away. Fear is a very normal response in people, and some people have more than that. I always hear my clients say this: I'll do it when I'm confident enough. That makes me really upset. Waiting for confidence and waiting for courage means waiting forever. Action, taking action is the only cure. So when you face your fear like head on, you grow, you build resilience, you prove to yourself that you can be somebody, you can do hard things, you can be the person you want to be. And everybody says, why don't you like this term? No, that's it. Baby steps. Because they're for babies, that's why. Baby steps are for babies. They keep you stuck. And I hear this term a lot from my clients. When I go like, okay, I don't coach. I bark at people. I'm a mean coach, right? I yell at them to get their things done. So when I say, you got to do this, this, and this, slow down somewhere. I'll take baby steps. I yell. And I kept saying, this is my favorite quote unquote, okay? Baby steps are procrastination in a party dress. They're excuses. They look like progress, but they're not. Real growth actually needs bold moves, a giant leap. It's not about being reckless, though. It doesn't mean just do it without thinking, be reckless. No, it's about breaking the cycle of overthinking, breaking the cycle of procrastination, breaking perfectionism. So fear fades when you actually act. And this is what I'm speaking out of: regrets. Regrets about things I haven't done because I was too afraid to do them. Power comes from momentum. I realized that very late. Well, not very late. I'm only 45. I'm young.
Really? You're only 45. Well
I'm
done.
48. I'm running 49. In a couple of years, I'll be 50.
Seems we lived 100 years or 200 from all of these stories that I hear. Probably the book. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with the book. I think it's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, written by an Australian woman. Maybe I'll drop that link under the video.
Yes, I haven't read that.
Yeah.
I've read Robin Sharma's Who'll Die After You Cry, but that's a different aspect of it.
Yeah, probably
building your relationships.
I did share that book with a few people, and I think it was a wake-up call when, like, probably because I call myself confrontational. But for those who are not ready, it sounds like scary. And they sometimes need to process things. Reading a book that is perfectly about the same thing, like a coaching session. And so I'll give you that title very soon. But so how could people engage with you? Do you have a free giveaway or a website where people could look at what you do?
I have lots of things. I love people to connect with me on LinkedIn first. I build a relationship there first. That I invite them to my networking meetings, connections. We meet every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. This is for solopreneurs who want to get more visibility, grow their network. So I'll share that link with you to sign up. It's free to join. People can come in and talk about their business, find referral partners, find collaborative buddies, and just grow their network. Know more people. And also, since I'm very big on productivity, I could offer my course. I've sold this course so far for $87, and there's more than 200 people on it right now who have taken the course. They've loved it. It's called From Funk and Flop to Focus and Flow. Is that enough F words in there? So it's a 2-hour video course where I talk on productivity. I have workbook for them to work out a few things and kill procrastination, up their productivity game, get more done within shorter period of time. I'll share that link with you so that people can just log in there and watch the course, do the things necessary. After that, they get a free 10-day productivity challenge where they can implement things that they learned.
Well done. I will have that link under the video. I'm wondering, what have I not asked, Sama, that you maybe wanted to share today, but with my best skills may not have asked about?
You're a lovely host. You asked just about everything that I wanted to share and more. I wasn't planning on sharing my love story. I know the podcast is not about love stories, but it is what it is. It just happened and it came by. If you're a solopreneur, I want you to have 3 things. Be on LinkedIn, get a CRM, and get a website. Build your email list. In my digital marketing agency, the one thing that I focus on is automating your marketing. That's my biggest offer right now. There's a lot of people that are technically challenged and they go like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know why I need a CRM. In my opinion, in my experience, digital marketing, email marketing is everything. Own a website and do your email marketing. Social media is rented land. I teach small workshops for people that cannot afford a big agency to market their small businesses, solopreneurs like coaches, speakers, authors. They're just getting started. I teach marketing. I have small workshops that they can join. It's all available on my website. It's diyaselva.com. If they look under products, there's like many courses that are upcoming.
Well
so
done.
People can take any course at any time.
Sama, thank you very much. I really enjoyed your unbelievable stories. You had so much behind you. And I'm grateful. I'm feeling honored to have you on my stage and spread your message around the world. Thank you very much, and probably see you at your summits, which I recommend.
You are speaking at, yes.
Everyone. I recommend to everyone summer summits because it's a space to grow. It's a space to make new connections.
Yes.
Open your mind up to get shit done.
Absolutely. And you are an incredible host. I don't know how you find the energy to source out so many people. And I see so many of your videos and I watched at least 15 of them, I think. And there's definitely way more than that. I can't keep up with you, Andre.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks for being you.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
I love you. I appreciate you.